meeting for July 6th, 2026 to order. Roll call. Lynn Glenn.
Here?
Cynthia?
Cynthia. Okay,
Here.
thank you.
Take
Terrible with
time.
names. And Ted Hales here. We have three. We have a quorum.
Missing, we have
Yep, not present is Dawn or
Donald Sham.
Angela.
Did we hear from Don? I thought he was going to be here this month.
I
I
had
did
not
too.
heard from Dawn.
Is this his third meeting, fourth meeting?
I saw him a while back and he said he had some conflict for a period of time, but the last month was going to be the last conflict.
Yeah,
So we'll want to check in with him. Do we have a secretary tonight?
We do not. Angela was the secretary last meeting, and Donald has been the
Dawn's the
secretary.
official one.
So
I think Angela's done it the last 2 meetings.
yes, so she has.
She usually does it. I don't have any plain paper.
Oh, I do. You want some?
Yep. All right, number 3 on this is to approve the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve?
I do. I just noticed from the minutes that we were going to have Annie Mary Day on the agenda for the next meeting, and I'm wondering if there's any place we can discuss it in a previously agendized item.
I think you want to discuss Annie and Mary Day as it relates to the Public Safety Commission?
Yes, we had that on our minutes as a future agenda item.
Okay.
And
Well, it's not on the agenda and it's not an emergency, so I don't think we can put it on.
correct. I was just looking to see if there's any place that would make sense, but I don't think I see any place. So I move to approve the agenda as written and before us.
I second the motion. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Public
Okay.
oh, yeah, public.
comment?
You can ask for public comment. on
That's the next bit.
Oh, on the
After
agenda.
approving the
you-
agenda.
You can ask for public comment if anyone needed anything moved on the agenda, if anybody in the
Oh.
public.
I see. Any public comment on the agenda? All right, public comment on non-agenda items. The public is invited to present petitions, make announcements, or provide other information to the commission that is relevant to the scope of authority of the city of Blue Lake that is not on the agenda. The commission may provide up to 50 minutes for this public input session. To assure that each individual presentation is heard, the commission may be uniformly impose time limitations of 3 minutes each to individual presentation. The public will be given the opportunity to address items that are on the agenda at the time the commission takes up each specific agenda item. Any public comment?
How about this for a workaround? Annie and Mary Day is going along well. We're getting a pretty good plan together. We have, I believe, 5 or 6 food vendors that are confirmed. Obviously, we had to send in our request for that now because food stuff is a thing. We've got a pretty good plan going, I hope. It's a, you don't truly understand how big an event is until you try to plan one. And I am learning that every time. It's just, the events are a thing and they are hard to pull off and make it look effortless. So we may struggle, but we're doing well. If anyone has any questions about it, I'd be more than happy to answer any of those.
I have a question. In years past, it's come up first aid and what happens if somebody has an incident. And I think it's come up in the past that the fire department was the place to go. Are you going to be at Annie Mary Day? Are you going to have usually you have a truck there, right?
Yeah, the fire department will have people there, and then anything else that needs more, then we can call ambulance and they can come out and help out.
But like simple first aid.
Simple stuff like Band-Aids,
Mhm.
cold packs.
Okay. Is that going to be publicized in any way? Because I think was not any signage. I think so. People didn't know.
I understand there was no signage. It's been something that I've asked about and tried to get. Whether or not we have it in time to do it this year, I don't know. But it's definitely on my list of to-dos. But first is pulling off the event.
Right.
And obviously, yes, that is on my list of things that I want. I've mentioned it more than a few times, but again, it's hard to get everything. you do what you can, and you hope it's enough.
Exactly.
But yes, I will certainly direct people to the fire department should anyone come up with that situation. I will be speaking. Well, I'll be the one checking in every single vendor, so I will be sure to let them know at least verbally that if they have anything, please go to the fire department.
That'd be great if you have any written material that people get about the event.
Yep, we might
to
even
have that.
include that in our because we're going to reply to every single vendor and basically give them a rundown of what check-in looks like.
Oh,
And in that, maybe we'll include something
that'd be
along those
perfect.
same lines.
Yeah. And
So
the reason
that's
I say
actually a
that
good
is I
idea.
had a friend's son who got stung by a bee at Annie Mary Day 2 years ago, and it was kind of they were sent down to the fire department. There was a little bit of confusion, and then we worked it all out. So it's good to have it worked out, but I hadn't thought about it before.
Okay. And the fire department will be at the serving booth, serving lunch, right? That's
Yeah,
your fundraiser.
We'll do the same thing as the tri-tip barbecue stuff. So we'll have people there and help them in there.
And we can maybe put a first aid sign, maybe
Yep.
to the side of the booth or something.
Yeah, if you guys have some kind of signs or any kind of signage or anything.
Yeah, I'll see what they can get up or something. At
Okay.
least it shows them if they need any assistance, they can come back.
Great.
Excellent. All right, there you go. We got Annie Merity update.
I have one question. Are you guys going to be utilizing the arena for anything on Annie and Mary Day?
That is still up in the air. I know we're working towards a pony petting or some kind of petting zoo kind of thing. But last I understood is it's going to be in with the vendors and not in the arena. So,
Okay. Thanks.
yep.
Any other questions for the public speaker? All right, thank you, Dustin. Okay, we have 5 and 6 are reviewing the May 4th minutes, which have here at the desk, as well as the June minutes.
I did not see any.
I didn't either.
Yeah, they look to be okay.
Appears to be correct.
I would move to approve the May 4th minutes, May 4th, 2026 minutes as submitted in our packets tonight with corrections.
I second the motion.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry.
All right, none opposed. So the June minutes.
Again, I did not see any problems with them. If nobody else did, I move to approve the June minutes as submitted in our packets, and I believe they are corrected.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I just threw my head off. Sorry.
Yeah, two minutes to approve. All right, item number 7, agency check-in, Blue Lake Fire.
Good evening, everybody. My name is David Nuku, the fire chief with the Blue Lake Fire District and the volunteers. Last in June calls, we had 37 calls for service. We had 21 fires, and that's vehicle fires, wildland fires, and structure fires, or even trash fires. The other ones is 3 TCs, 9 medicals, and 4 others. And the others could be any hazardous, like faulty alarm systems. They call out for us. We'll go over there and make sure that there's no hazards or any of that stuff.
What is TC?
A traffic collision. Yep.
Are you dealing with any more fires due to the drier weather?
I mean, the weather is going to start to shift, and it is going to start to get dry. But I mean, just this weekend itself has just been a busy weekend just for the fire department itself. And you know, I've been pretty fortunate that, you know, there's a lot of people that stepped up and helped out, and we had a couple community members that helped out too. So, but other than that, you know, if you like to volunteer, come on out to the fire department. If you have a little bit of extra time, you know, we would like that help. You want to give back to your community.
All right.
So with the fire, the 4th of July fire at Blue Lake Power, my neighbor, so I know it was, I saw on social media that it may have been caused by fireworks, but not sure.
It's undetermined. I don't follow social media, so I don't
Right.
know what's on there. So,
Right.
but yeah, other than where it hit at, it's just dry, light, flashy fuels that, you know, just a little bit of ember or anything, even somebody smoking and they throw their cigarette butt on there, it would light that up. And then, you know, we're pretty fortunate that it stayed to that. And, you know, got a couple embers up on the top of the chip pile, but not that chip pile's been there forever. So, I mean, just the surface part of it caught it, little spots here and there. But other than that, we were able to put in a lot of water on there.
Yeah, I heard my neighbor next door was on the trail the next day and saw the chip pile smoking again. And I know chip piles, the fuel is endless, right?
Yeah.
So he called, I think you, and the city emergency number too, which probably isn't necessarily, I guess Public Works would have to do with the property.
Yeah, they would
So-
have to let us in there or would be coming in there and would cut the gate. And
Okay.
we just don't want to cut, you know, keep on cutting bolts.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to put another lock on there. So it's just easier
Right.
just to call the Public Works so that they can come and let us in there. And then we get in there and it's just finding the smokes.
So is the chip pile finally out, do you think, now? Or
I mean, it's just a chip pile. I mean, it's going to sit there. And if there's any embers, I mean, it's going to take time to go through it. A lot of it's just, you know, we just got to put a sprinkler or something on top of it to make it so it's moist. It doesn't do any further.
yeah, we have pods in Blue Lake, and so our pod, the ABC pod, is closest to that fire. And one of our neighbors went door to door to let people know what was happening. It was pretty much directly across from our house by several hundred feet. And we did a text system and just kind of let people know what was going on if they saw smoke. And it was a good test for us because our texting system had a big glitch, and we're now working on that. So
Yeah.
it was kind of a nice drill
Nice.
for us. But we appreciated you being there.
No worries. Any other questions?
Is it spontaneous, perhaps, that it's just been there long enough that now
No.
when it's hot?
No, that chip pile's been there ever since I've been here. And this itself being dry, just any kind of ember itself, it can ignite it. And it's just the top surface part of it. We did have an excavator come out there and move around a lot of it, but it didn't go any deeper than the top surface of it. And we definitely put a lot of water on that thing. So, but the other spots are just little parts here and there that we'll see, but I don't think we'll see any more. But if we do, I mean, we'll still put more water on there. But my recommendation is just we put like a sprinkler or something on top side.
I could offer that chip pile's been there since 2018.
Yeah.
So it is well decomposed, and there was a test done on some of it recently that, in order to make it burn, required that a propane torch be held to it. So it definitely needs an external source of flame to catch it on fire. It's not going to spontaneously combust at this
Yeah.
point. So
It used to do that occasionally.
they
In-
can
in
when
your-
they're
this
when
one did.
the fuel is younger and there's a
Exactly.
lot of decomposition happening deep, then the heat
Exactly.
can build up and they can spontaneously combust. You're absolutely right about
Yeah,
that.
it used to do that.
But at this point, it's so decomposed
years,
that that's
yeah.
not happening.
Yeah,
Any other questions?
thank you.
I don't think so, Chief. Thanks so very much.
Thank you guys for having me. Guys,
Thank
have a
you.
good night.
All right, take
Thanks.
care.
Coming. See you next month.
Okay.
All right. Any comment on this? I guess we all had it. Number.
I'm wondering if we've heard any details about any ongoing or upcoming classes or issues that might go through the Rancheria. I mean, I think last time we talked about some projects and things that were going to be coming up there.
There is always a lot going on there. They have the training center bulletin that they put out monthly. And I don't know if I got an email to me this month, but I know I attended this. There was a CERT training weekend before last, and I talked to Brittany, and they have a lot of new programs, and I think most of them were the ones that she told us about.
Okay.
But they're in progress. But she said that the CERT training was a good training and close by, and so several of our CERT team members did a refresh at that training, and she said they have a grant and there will be more CERT trainings in the future.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
All right. Number 8, a review of the monthly sheriff incident report. Which in black and white makes the incident report rather
I have a color version.
well. Here's special.
La-di-da. I don't why-
Maybe
you
and
are-
maybe
it's on the
my
back of
packet
one
I
of the
do.
You do too.
Yeah, my home printer is not
yes, you got one too.
not a color printer, but the city is splurging, I guess,
Yeah.
Yep.
with some color prints.
Because y'all are special,
Yeah.
so you get color.
Yeah, a lot of non-criminal.
Yeah, you can see the vast
Action.
majority of them are non-criminal
But there's
With
not,
a,
but not all.
with a
5, 6, 6, 14. So there's a number of incidents that are person, property, society,
yeah. And then
and
And
once
then
again Thursday
other-
has the award for being the lowest incident day as always. You need attention by the sheriff on on one particular day. Thursday would be the day.
mhm.
Is there a summary that you can just kind of share?
Good question.
Well, yeah, the summary is the incidents of reported incidents.
Would you like?
Of total 75 incidents. 44 were non-criminal. 14 were other.
I got it now here.
Yeah, 6 personal, 6 property, and then 6 or 5 society.
Well, it certainly helped to have the key that the sheriff gave us a couple months ago. So if you have any questions about types of incidents, we can look at our CAD disposition codes. So that's good. But I didn't have any particular comments, things that stood out.
No, it seems fairly,
Maybe Marty
probably
does.
fairly normal. Routine law enforcement contacts. Any comment, public comment?
So, and this says for June, our report goes back as far as the 25th of May.
Mhm.
But I assume that what's contained in this report is June dates only.
Good question.
I mean, if we wanted to go and map it out and see exactly what they were and where they were,
Well,
we
yeah,
could
you'd have
we
to
could
go.
correlate that with this.
Well,
I'm
this,
excited about that.
this top page, it's May, like you said.
Right.
It's only page 1, so it's all by itself. Then you go to June and it's on page 1, so it's like a whole new one.
Right. I was just
Yeah, it wouldn't be in
talking
there.
about
but
what correlates with
That's
this
only
sheet.
Yeah.
June.
It says it says June 2026 on the map, incident map. So I assume that the next page is the same. It's also June. So yes, you are correct.
Yeah. Well, it appears that their reporting period goes all the way through the end of the month to of the prior month to the close to the end of the next month.
Right.
And so when we see in August, when we see July's report, we're going to see June
Sure.
and then July. So I think all of these are included in this report.
Okay.
Looks like
Well,
they
it
do
seems pretty consistent from month to month.
right.
And there are clusters in different parts of the map as there have been, but they seem to be in different places.
Any other comment?
Is Thursday consistently the low crime day, month after month? That's so interesting.
Isn't that
On this, it shows you the day of the week,
right?
and Thursday tends to be the lowest, which I don't know if it's every month or every
I
week.
think it has been in the past, but I'm not sure that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't-
curious.
That's the criminals' day off. The knuckleheads' day off. They're resting up for
Oh,
the
you know,
weekend.
You know what? I'm
Friday,
looking,
Saturday.
Yeah,
I
here
am
it's,
looking at the report for April,
April has
and
Monday.
Monday is the lowest. So
So apparently it varies.
yeah,
Whatever
Equal,
mood
equal
hits them.
opportunity owner.
Right.
indeed.
Must be rotating their shifts.
Would you like it? I have two copies if you'd like it. Keep it. You can keep it. And Sunday was the lowest. So never mind about that Thursday comment. That's February. So there is a low crime day
All right.
every week.
Any other comments? Public comment on number 8. No? Okay. Next, number 9, firework education campaign review and discussion. So it took a while for the Parks and Recs to find the actual the banner in storage. And so it went up the week before, about 2 weeks before the July 4th weekend.
Maybe
So I
one
think that
week.
maybe 1
Yeah,
week.
closer to one, I
week,
think.
Yeah.
Closer to 1 week.
Yeah. I think I saw Glenn putting it up. So about a week before, if you,
Maybe 10 days
yeah.
ish.
And flyers were passed out here with the Resource Center and at City Hall and Parks and Rec. And I'm not certain of the actual distribution of them. And Marty reported there was only one big boom. I heard a big boom at like 10 o'clock, and that was about
That was
it.
the one that I heard, yeah. And it came from the same place as last year.
Well, I heard quite a few fireworks, booms, sizzles, the whole 9 yards.
Well,
Mostly after 10, I would say, but there were a lot coming over from this area, down here for me. And I think social media reported that there was a lot on Railroad.
Last night, not the
Was
4th.
it
but
last night?
yeah.
Okay. Well, the ones I heard were on the 4th, at the later night. And I heard some, because we're down by the river, down at the river, there were quite a few. So,
I think we're still making some progress over previous years. Last year was pretty quiet, but years prior to last year, there was a lot of big mortars late into the night. and that seems to have calmed down quite a bit.
Well, these were, but there were none in years past. Have been fireworks before and after, and days before, days after. Just kind of like it was like open season for about 4 or 5 days.
Mhm.
And I think this year it was confined to the 4th, and I guess some on the 5th as well.
Yeah.
So I see an improvement. I think it's a worthwhile campaign.
Yeah, the cannon's not shooting anymore. It used to shoot years ago.
Okay.
I know who the person.
I was gonna
They
say,
got
what
too old to do
what
it
cannon
anymore.
is this? I'm not aware of a cannon in town.
It was a cannon over
Wow.
by our place.
Wow.
They'd shoot once, and the cops come, and they couldn't find who that was.
Hmm.
So yeah,
That's an improvement.
Hmm?
That's an improvement then.
yes, it is. I'm glad.
But do you think it's worthwhile for us to?
Well, I think just do it. Yeah, it's just kind of a routine thing.
I drove to Oregon last weekend, and there's flashing light, the flashing signs along the road that say no illegal fireworks. Fines start at $1,000,
Hmm.
and it's all up and down the highways. Well, in Del Norte County, when you get anywhere
Hmm.
near the border on. And so I thought that was pretty interesting, and it was pointed out to me that perhaps they run that campaign up there pretty strongly because they're trying to keep illegal fireworks from Oregon from coming into California.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I noticed the article today that the sheriff's office confiscated 150 pounds of illegal fireworks over the holiday. So I don't know exactly about enforcement and whatnot, but I did hear that after the big explosions last night, that law enforcement was up looking in the area where that came from. So hopefully it'll continue to diminish over time.
Yeah.
I don't have the dog that used to lose his mind and chew through the house anymore, so I don't have that.
Other people do.
Yep,
So-
they sure do.
Yeah, and horses, I understand. Some people have horse problems. Some horses spook
Yeah.
with fireworks, understandably.
Yeah.
But and the fire, if the fire in fact was caused by fireworks, because it was down closer to the river, and that's where a lot of fireworks are being set off. That's a concern, and maybe that's something that we could publicize next year as part of our publicity campaign. To say, this is it's fire season, and
Yeah, and I think maybe even having a plan to have like little public service announcements, and maybe do them once a week for a full month leading up to
where
probably social media, but reminding people that we're a community, we can all look out for each other, we can encourage folks to abide by the law and so forth, and and if you see something, say something kind of deal. Maybe if we can get a few more people on board with helping to regulate that, we might have better success and avoid things like fires in the fuel pile.
Well, then let's not attribute what could have been a cigarette to the fireworks. The coincidence of the fuel pile being on fire without proof of it being the fireworks.
Right. It's not. There is no proof, but there's some.
certainly
concern.
fires are started by fireworks.
Well, certainly they are, and I think we don't have any evidence of the community using legal fireworks, in an unsafe manner. That's near a fire. So I don't know about a full-on campaign about flammability. It could be added to the what we have. Is just another line, of fire hazard.
Yeah, I know a lot of communities have banned fireworks for that exact reason, because they're concerned about fire.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is in the summer when things are dry. If it was in the winter, the New Year's fireworks thing, we probably couldn't say a lot about that, but certainly in the summer.
Well, this is one of those years that we didn't get any rain, We got rain right around the 4th of July last year.
It's happened a
So
number of
that
years.
really
Yeah,
helps.
it's true.
But anyway,
So who would be doing the PSAs? Safety Commission?
well, I think that could be determined next year.
Okay.
But I think that's a task that the Public Safety Commission might try to work on. Create a message.
Mhm.
And as just members of the public, I think that can happen. I mean, we don't always have to have the city do it. Some of these things we can do as individuals.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and that's something we could also possibly involve the fire department
true.
in that kind of messaging.
Mhm.
That would be kind of their lane. Would be
Yeah.
a fire awareness, fire safety
Right.
thing.
Mhm. So if we have it on our agenda for June next year, if we meet at the beginning of the month, we could give us enough time to do something like that.
Mhm.
So that would be good.
Yep.
All right. Any comment on the fireworks? Public comment.
I think our campaign is working too. Last year, we just had that one big bang
Mhm.
around 10, and then this year, the same thing. So it's pretty minimal.
I think one thing, didn't we say on our publicity the church bells were going to ring at 9 or something? And that's, I think, did not, and probably is not.
They
gonna
did
hap-
ring.
Did
I
they?
rang them, and I think.
Oh, I didn't hear 'em.
Church bells were rung. I didn't hear them, but they were to be rung.
Oh, and you did bring those church.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We all hear different things in different parts of town.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
Jason.
Perhaps a radio campaign. I know Colin has connections with the radio station, so maybe not only us, but other communities might want to band together and have a overall campaign for all the communities of Humboldt,
Mhm.
and just have maybe we can spearhead that, or you guys could spearhead that, of a radio campaign of hey, only use safe and sane fireworks, or something along those lines. I know we've purchased some airtime for our businesses, and our businesses are reporting that people are coming by their businesses and they didn't even know that we were advertising on the radio for them, but they're reporting that people are coming in to see them because they heard it on the radio.
Hmm.
So
What
maybe that's
station?
something.
I don't know, Colin.
Colin Vance. I can get you contact. He works for something radio broadcasting. So he's basically, his job is to go around selling
Advertising.
space on the radio. So that might be something. I mean, you guys wouldn't have to bear the full payment of it, and maybe contact your other safety commissions around Humboldt, and maybe you guys can all just have a public service advisory announcement on the radio. Might be
We have no
something.
budget, so we would just have to do public service announcements. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
KINS Radio does free public service announcement
Hmm.
for nonprofits and or this type of thing.
So then.
So you
that
just have
might
to
be
give
s-
them enough lead time.
That might be something that could benefit. So anyway.
Great.
Down. All right. Next item, emergency operations plan ad hoc committee update.
And that would be you and me.
Mm-hmm.
So I had one new thing that I found out. So for me, I've been reviewing the hazard mitigation plan because I believe it's on the city council agenda. It's going to be discussed somewhat later in depth. And I have been online looking at other cities' plans, particularly Ferndale's, and it looked to me like the cities use their emergency operations plan, their hazard mitigation plan, and then also the public safety element of their general plan as when they talk about planning for disasters. So that was something new to me. So I went to City Hall and asked Samantha about ours, and she gave me this, which is the piece, which is the public safety element and noise element and scenic highway element from July 1975.
Wow.
And this is our current, because then I asked Gary to make sure that there had been no updates, and he said, no, there have been no updates. Yes, there have been no updates. So this is the public safety element that's in Forest in Blue Lake. So I reviewed that, and that's because we wanted to do a report to your council to kind of let the universe, this is, how cities in general handle their preparedness for disasters.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be a piece of our report. And then I have reviewed all of the emergency operations plan, the public safety element, and the hazard mitigation plan. And I'm going to go back and go through the emergency operations plan, because one of the things Jenny had asked us to do was to make sure that there were no, or to look for the changes. There's some people that are probably changed. There's some information that's changed. There's, there needs to be an update to the plan. People who've changed positions. So that's what I'm going to look for. That's what
And this is the contact list that is part of the emergency operations plan. Is that what
There
you're
are
talking about?
contact lists. There's all. It's this is it's a very long plan. So just put things that I'm aware of that have changed. I think I don't know if the CERT team wasn't formed at that point, and there's some things that have changed. But that's and then Ted and I met by phone, and so you have other information, right?
Well, yeah, it's generally about developing a document that is a pull off the shelf for the city manager to use with her staff. That's not a bogged down, uh, cookie cutter, check the box, plan. It's actually something useful. And so, my recommendation is that we meet a little bit more with the city manager and start working towards developing something like that for the city.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah,
my
these pieces are
recommendation.
required that he has to have. But yeah, she had said that if there was an emergency and they all walk into the emergency operations center, what do? If they pull out something that's more succinct and more practical in terms of get the job done. And one of the documents that we found online was, again, Ferndale has a handbook that they've developed that could be helpful. And that's what you were going to be looking at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So progress is being made.
Okay, so the hazard mitigation plan, I believe Jenny's going to bring that to the council on the 14th of this month. And she explained that we need to adopt a hazard mitigation plan in order to be eligible to apply for grants. So the council is going to be looking at that so that she can go to FEMA and ask for money to do some of the things that the city might need. And I'm not, we haven't identified what those things are exactly, but I'm sure this is the first step in the process of moving forward
What is
with
it?
various projects. The hazard mitigation plan,
Hazard
mitigation.
Oh, okay, mitigation.
Yeah. And so that's a bigger document, a more, I think, inclusive, or extensive kind of a situation that's maybe, honestly, I haven't seen it yet. So I'm not going to try to describe exactly what it is, but that's, but it's the first step that the city has to take. So we have to do that before we can do an emergency operation plan. And that's going to happen on the 14th.
So I have the City of Blue Lake annex to the county's hazard mitigation plan. So I think I should make sure that this is the document that they're talking about, which was, I think, developed in 2025. Is that the one?
I don't know, and I won't know until the packet comes out
Okay.
later this week, most likely Friday for our meeting next Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, about 4 pages of it, 5 pages are on flooding.
Uh-huh.
So I can see where it would be really helpful
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
any kind of funding that could come to Blue Lake.
Well, we have a lot. We have a lot we need to do in order to be eligible to apply for grant funding, and the hazard mitigation plan is one thing. Getting our finances completing previous fiscal years, getting those fiscal years audited. So city staff is working really hard on moving us along in those directions so that we can go forward.
Great.
Okay, anything else
Did
on item
was
10?
was it noted in the minutes that we have to adopt the new goals that we developed for our ad hoc committee? Did you see that in the minutes? Because I can't remember if we've officially adopted them or not, or so. I believe it might have said that.
You looking at June? It talks about the
I thought-
update of it.
Right. So it was the June minutes. And yeah, it just says update and not action.
Under your future agenda items, it says adopt EOP ad hoc plan. I think the plan is to wait. Well,
So we
I don't
have
know.
it's in our packet. So we could officially adopt it if that's required.
Well, I would like to discuss this more with the city manager, with what her, with her priorities, with the hazard mitigation plan that she has to work out with them, and see if she's okay with with this essential, I wouldn't even call it a timeline, but it's just
It's just
with
our
the
goal-
overall plan.
Our goals.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I think we have that in here, but so you want to review this with Jenny?
Yeah, I think we need to meet with the city manager because
Okay.
some of these priorities have changed with
Okay.
her. And so we need to work with her to make sure that we're giving her the product that she needs to function.
Okay. So you'd like to
So you want to continue this?
Yes, we're going to continue any kind of adoption of it.
Okay.
We had the update, and that's fine. It's good to know where we're at with with even more, with even more paperwork, with even more plans, possibly most likely outdated from 75 to
Well,
look at.
I think that a lot of these things have a lot of rules and regulations about some things that they need to contain.
Mhm.
And some of that giant document you have in front of you, it's been surmised that was created at a time when there was a lot of money for agencies to work on creating things like that. And it's not really a functional plan. I mean, it's a massive document. But that the city manager has stated that she'd like to have a really functional small document that is, off the shelf, and can be utilized by staff in the
Right.
in the event of an emergency.
Yeah, I think we
So-
need all those things because these are responses to the state requirements. And then on top of that, the city needs something to be they can pull out and use. So
Right. And hopefully
it's fine.
it's through this whole process, the city manager may have some tasks that she'll, ask us as a safety commission to work on.
Mhm.
But I think the greater body of work has to be tackled on a staff level. And then, the parts that we can do would be handed to us.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
to develop an extract from it.
right.
Yeah.
That would be her functional operations plan.
Right.
So rather than us rewriting the document that they probably hired people to do before that
They
are
did.
trained in that,
They did.
right?
Yeah.
And so rather than us trying to rewrite that, we essentially take what we can from what she has, what she wants, handbooks that we can get from other municipalities that are that type of thing and not a big thick Bible, but just something, a quick handbook,
Mhm.
and then write something that has, that really helps with Blue Lake.
Yeah, she asked for both those things.
Hmm.
So I think a good idea is to meet with her. And this, by the way, was developed under the same situation back in 1975 by a consultant because of money from
That looks like the original
some
printing.
grant.
Is that on loan? Did you have to leave your driver's license behind? So you
I
could take
did
that?
not. As a matter of fact, Samantha said, take it. I have all these
Oh, a bunch of
copies.
them. Yeah.
really?
Okay.
Wow.
Right.
I think she wants it back, but eventually,
Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
It's like an artifact right there.
Yeah, but I read it, and it's actually has a lot of good stuff in it still. So
Mhm.
that's what we have. So
Okay.
call it good.
All right.
All right. On to item 11, 2026 work plan review. Is there anything? I don't want to get bogged down into discussing individual work plan items.
No, I was just going to look for dates that we might need to start something, and I don't think I
Mhm.
see any. We've got our fireworks done. We're working on the EOP. I think we have to change I started working on my ad hoc committee, which now, I'll tell you later, is down to one.
Yes, I'm aware of your shift.
Yes.
Personnel
we
shift.
We should make it probably start more like in May, but we don't have to change that right now. But everything else, I think we're on track.
Okay. Any questions about that? All right, number 12, safety fair discussion.
Okay, well, as I mentioned, so Angela and I were our ad hoc committee for the safety fair, and we met several times. And then Angela decided that as a new commissioner, she really felt like it was a bit much for her to do, because having never been to a safety fair, she felt kind of at sea. So if anyone else would like to join the ad hoc committee for the safety fair, that would be welcome. Or just one particular piece that Angela was working on was the gift basket for the raffle, getting items for the gift basket and some promotional items donated. So if anyone feels like they would like to help with that, I would welcome their assistance.
I can help.
So, thank you, Cynthia. So I will be in touch with you. That sounds great. So the invitations were all sent out early June. And as of now, I believe I have 11 agencies that have responded so far positively. I have a lot of paper here. And by memory, I have like 13 that have yet to respond, although a couple of those people have told me, yeah, we're going to be there, but they haven't responded formally yet. And with the Touch a Truck, we have 3 trucks that are going to be here for sure. Oh, with the first one, I'm so excited. Smokey the Bear is going to come.
Yay!
Hey, cool.
Hello, Smokey.
I just was really, really hoping that Smokey would come. And I saw Smokey at the Rabbit Acres Fair, and talked to that person and emailed her, and she said, yes, Smokey can come. So I'm very excited about that.
That's great.
So as I said, I learned that I needed to have started that early, which I did, just thinking, oh, I'm starting so early now. This will be great. And it's like, no, you're starting on time. You need to get going. And I was told by several people, if you ask me early, I can get you on my schedule. If you'd asked me in a few months, I would have too many competing requests. So that was good to know.
Can we get Smokey on the flyer?
Yes, the flyer was kind of, I had not seen the flyer before it came out in the packet. So I had talked with Samantha, and she said she could help. And originally we talked about modifying the flyer from last year. So this happened, and I talked to Samantha today and said, I don't think I would have put it in the packet yet, because we as ad hoc, that's our job, is to do things like this.
Well, we get to look at it and decide we want to have Smokey on it.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah, that's the
excellent.
We can use
purpose.
it as a draft to make suggestions.
Yeah, that's the purpose of it. The purpose of it being in the packet is not that we're publishing it for the actual fair. The purpose of it is so that we and
Right.
people involved can actually look at it and go, hey, this is wrong, or we need to add that.
Right, but I prefer to
think of
work
something.
on it a little bit and then give it to you and get their feedback. And I hadn't seen it before, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. The flyer will be in a different form coming back to you next month.
Okay.
So that will be important. I have asked for the water bill in September to have a notice about the safety fair. I talked to Samantha about that a few months ago, and she said she thought she could, but we don't have a confirmation yet. But you know how the water bill has like little
the
sentences.
blurb. Mhm.
Yeah. And the free lunch is finalized, as we know. The Community Resource Center will donate the food, and the Blue Lake Volunteer Fire Department has agreed to serve it. So that's all set up.
So those things like that, like this, for example, doesn't say anything about Blue Lake.
It just, this is
It
not
doesn't say it's the Blue Lake Safety Commission or the Blue Lake Safety Fair. So, I mean, yeah, it's down there, but the free lunch isn't mentioned. We're going to get a lot of people to show up for the free lunch.
yeah, I'm debating about that, because also in town that day will be the bike event, and there will be a couple hundred people in town for that. So I was going to put a sign up at the roundabout about the free lunch, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to do that.
I think if you promote the free lunch, it should be part of your safety fair promotion, not a separate lunch thing.
No.
So
I would have it all together.
this is the previous flyer.
Okay.
That has this version has gone out the last couple of years, and
Okay.
we were just going to modify this. So so we might go back to something more like safety
Yeah.
fair and the location and that kind of thing. But yes, I think Smokey should be on. Do you think the free lunch should be on?
I think it should. I mean,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will show up.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
Yeah, and the bicycle folk tend to feed themselves,
Yeah,
and they put on their own. They put on their own feed.
they're gonna have food trucks.
Yeah,
down
and
there.
they're going to be fully engaged, I think, during these hours with the race and what all they have going on.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't think we need to worry about attracting them to the safety fair.
No,
Okay.
I mean we can barely get a number of them, to show up to the $10 Grange breakfast Sunday morning, and they're all there. They're all within a quarter mile of the place, and so I kind of doubt they're gonna come and raid the hot dog stand.
Okay, we won't be concerned then. But that's going, and if you're gonna help with the gift basket raffle, that would be good. And so yeah, we're making a lot of progress, and I'm surprised at how early it required action on our part. All this stuff I found just the stuff that Molly did before. This is part of her job, but it's no longer part of her job. So I'm like, wow, this is a lot of work, because I'm not at a computer all day. I don't work. I'm just at home and a volunteer. One agency called Molly and said, who is this public safety commissioner? that sent me an email.
Why are they
And Molly
calling me?
said, oh no, she's legit. But they're used to agencies doing this. So I think Touch a Truck's happening. The one thing that I'm considering is, I think Molly suggested it too, that there be an area for demonstrations. So I'm thinking about that. Maybe possibly I was going to ask Chief Fanuc, and I forgot, for a fire extinguisher demonstration,
Mhm.
because that's part of the CERT training. And we did that, I think, at the PODS safety fair over at the Grange one year, and that was pretty successful. So we may be adding demonstrations. Does anyone have any other suggestions of safety type of skills, demonstrations that the public might?
Is anybody gonna have like a safety audit kind of a thing that you can do at home? Like maybe like your own, go home and perform your own safety audit, and here's your report card, or here's your guide to do something like that.
That's a good idea. I think that I've seen a lot of those documents, but someone could talk about that. The other thing someone mentioned was pet safety. If HomeCart comes, that's the large animal rescue folks, and they were here last year, and they have information on how to keep your pet safe in a disaster, probably your pet and your horse. So we'll have to see if they show up. It's a pet safety audit. And then the Bike Association had suggested, I guess they donated a cart, a litter, I think, to haul folks out of a wilderness litter that can be used to haul injured people out of remote locations. So I've emailed Jason and asked him if he could do that, but they're doing a lot already. They're going to have a truck and they're going to have the lunch, so that might be too much. But I've asked for the litter, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's a good suggestion. So yeah, the safety fair is progressing.
Okay.
Seems like it's coming together quite nicely.
Yeah.
And so are you going to be have like a sign up sheet or any kind of something at the next meeting, so that the various commissioners might have a job to do on that day?
Yeah, actually, a formal sign-up sheet would be good, because I talked to Ted, because he's going to be doing, he and Angela will still be there that day, going to do the commission table, and they'll be doing the check-in for vendors, and the giving out the passports, so kids can go and get their stamps at all the booths and that kind of thing. But yeah, doing it in terms of a sign-up list and a checklist is probably a good idea, rather than just verbally.
And also, well, if there's more jobs and we have people, we can go to social media and ask folks.
As for volunteers.
To volunteer.
Yeah, I did ask last year. The Crows volunteered to come, and we brought the CERT wagons so they could help people schlep their stuff from their cars to their booths. It's going to be a lot shorter this year.
Well, they should be able to drive in and unload.
We thought about that, but we may not be able to do that because of the trucks needing to. I don't know. I'll talk to Kit. Kit is going to be the truck boss, so I'll ask him about. I think we had some discussion about problems that could be caused by that, but they'll really be close. They'll be just dropping off right at the front of City Hall. So.
Well, we're going to have to keep a drivable lane open through
Yes.
the fair, correct?
Yes, and we will during the fair.
Yeah. But I think if your instructions to your vendors is that they're able to drive in to drop off, between 8 and 8:30 or something like that.
Right.
You might get a lot of people showing up early, so they don't have to schlep their stuff.
Right. The thing might be if they need to drive around, the trucks would be backing up and going. Anyway, there could be an obstruction, but we'll see.
Okay.
Okay. So
How many vendors do we have so far?
11 so far, and we have 25 that we've asked to come. So we've.
Did you get any ham operators?
I have not. I talked to Jean Bass. Do you know Jean?
No, I was thinking of going straight to the club, not just a single person.
Okay, I got an address for the club, and I'll share that to you after the meeting. Ask
I already
people.
know the club, HARC, Humboldt
Right. It's
Amateur Radio
Hark,
Club. Yeah.
but let me show you the address. Make sure I have the right one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
That's it for now.
All right. Good job, Lynn. On to future agenda items.
Well,
So we were looking at the calendar earlier, and it looks like our September meeting would be on Labor Day.
Ah.
So contemplating that would be a good month to have a meeting holiday, because otherwise that meeting would have to be rescheduled to another day or another week, and it
Mhm.
might just be a nice time to not have a meeting since we're having the safety fair the following Saturday.
Right. It could be good to touch bases then. The thing that we would do in September is start talking about the shakeout. That's all we have, I think, on the work plan. Other things, October.
And the shakeout is a drill of a sort, correct?
Yeah, the shakeout is international, started in California. It's the third Thursday in October, and it's a time when everyone is urged to act like there's a big earthquake
Mhm.
and practice what they would do.
Mhm.
So the schools often are part of it. Some businesses, but individuals are encouraged. There are sign-ups that happen through the state agency. And the Redwood Coast Tsunami Work Group encourages, it's kind of competitive, so they encourage a lot of people to sign up to pledge that they'll be part of the shakeout. So it's something we can promote.
Right. We could do that in October at the October meeting, because
Um,
we'll have 2 weeks before the shakeout happens.
We can, I guess, as long as we're on. I mean, that's not very much time if we wanted to do something very extensive, but I don't know that we do.
Yeah, I think once we're past our safety fair, I think we're going to be. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much energy you have. I personally am not going to get too involved in the shakeout.
Right. Well, I will encourage you to. But so cancel September meeting.
I think that's a reasonable thing to do.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
Labor Day being the meeting day. I think that's not. And there's no reason why promotion can't be going on without a meeting. With posts on the Blue Lake sites, Blue Lake Happenings, Blue Lake Community site, with links to the greater state or county site or whatever it is to get people to sign up or to be involved, or at least have the information if they want it to be involved in the shakeout. So we can talk about that on the future. We can talk about that in August,
Right.
since we won't have the September meeting.
Yeah.
We
There'll be
will
a
talk
meeting.
about we will talk about the shakeout.
So we'll put that on our next agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shakeout, cancellation of September meeting. We'll talk about the safety fair. Fireworks are over. And of course, the ad hoc committee for the EOP ad hoc is ongoing. So
Yeah, that'll be ongoing.
that should be on the agenda.
Yeah.
And then review of the work plan is usually on.
Yeah, that'll be ongoing.
Right.
And if you have anything that crops up that you can think of, just email me or text me, and we'll get it on the agenda.
Yeah, so you need to have items by the Wednesday before the meeting?
Wednesday before the meeting.
Okay.
It's probably, well, that's your deadline.
That's the deadline. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's anything that requires much work
Any
or
preparation
prep, it
or
should be sooner.
Yeah, it should be well before. But
Right.
if it's just an entry on the, something to chat about, it can go in on Wednesday, and I can get it into the city clerk. All right, any discussion, future agenda items?
Well, I just wanted to mention that you may have seen in the paper that the grand jury did a report on disaster preparedness and law enforcement. And they submitted some recommendations, as they do, being a grand jury. And one of their recommendations, I think, was mostly for the sheriff's department, that they do practices, actual drills, rather than tabletop drills, so that the preparation be more extensive. And I think they were going to recommend that cities budget for emergency preparedness, maybe just the actual practices or the drills, but there may be some other things too. So FYI, the report indicated that they were only looking at law enforcement, so I have to assume they've been looking at other aspects of emergency preparedness in the past, because as we know, the fire department is the main agency that responds, to disasters, and they didn't mention fire departments, so I have to assume they have already worked with them or something. But FYI, we may want to discuss the grand jury report and just
Well,
for next time, not this time.
I don't know. That seems like that's pretty administrative kind of thing, which I don't know if that's part of our purview.
Right.
yeah, I think that's something for
I'll
the
give it-
council.
I'll give it to you because you're the council.
The
Okay.
council and the city manager should be discussing that and
Right.
asking if we wanted to, if they want us to address it.
Well, I don't think I see no need to address it, but I think Blue Lake should be aware of it. It's going on, so.
Do you know what prompted them to do a report on this issue?
There's probably, I saw the news article on it, and then I went online and got a copy of their release, their recommendations, basically. So I will give it. See, additionally, the Humboldt County Civil Grand Jury recommends that local city councils reassess funding priorities to give greater priority to all areas of emergency management and response within their respective cities. So I will give that to you, because emergency preparedness and response is something that we're interested in.
Okay.
But so it won't be a future agenda item.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion that we adjourn this meeting.
I second the motion.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're done. Thank you.